Published, 17:30 Eastern Standard Time, the 9th of March 2018. Updated, 5:19 Eastern Standard Time, the 10th of March 2018. Sir Alex Ferguson wasn't a great loser, and it was even worse when Liverpool were involved. That time when we lost badly, Liverpool won 4-1 at Old Trafford in March 2009, he was still red when he came in the next day. Former Manchester United defender Nemanja Vidic told Sportsmail, he saw that everybody was sad, so he started making jokes and building us up again. That was what he used to do on those days. Nemanja spoke to Sportsmail ahead of Manchester United's fixture with Liverpool. Vidic became a key player for United in the Premier League clashes with Liverpool. The defender was sent off a total of 4 times in matches against United's arch-rivals, but he was only able to do it for about 4 or 5 minutes. Then he had to walk out. That was as much as he could manage. One day Vidic will understand that feeling, the pressure of responsibility. The great Serbian central defender is readying himself for management. Talking to him this week, however, it was hard to dance far from the topic at hand, Liverpool. Vidic's own history with United's great enemy is checkered. He was, incredibly, sent off 4 times against them. Vidic played with emotion and was at the heart of the battles against Liverpool on the pitch. The central defender enjoyed a successful period at United under manager Sir Alex Ferguson. It is still the biggest game in the Premier League, he said ahead of Saturday's lunchtime meeting. The amount of titles both Liverpool and United have won, you can never lose respect for that. What Man City have been doing makes that particular game more interesting. But it is still Liverpool and United. Asked what first comes to mind when Liverpool are mentioned, Vidic laughed and said, red cards, one in 2008, one in the 2009 game, another the following October and the last in 2014, but what is less known is that he could have signed for Liverpool. Vidic eventually joined United from Spartak Moscow in January 2006, but only after taking a phone call from Liverpool manager Rafael Benitez as he drove through the Russian capital one day. Yes, Liverpool came to me first, he said. We spoke in the car. My wife did the translating. I didn't say no to them. It was always going to happen. I don't know what the problem was, but it didn't happen. Vidic poses with fullback Patrice Evra after United won the Premier League title in 2013. Vidic was an integral part of United's title-winning side that season under Ferguson, but then United came and after 2 days, everything was done. Liverpool, finally, said they wanted to do the deal, but everything was arranged with United. But I remember all of my matches against Liverpool. To be fair, I remember more my failures than when things went better, and I do remember the tough Liverpool games. Maybe by remembering that stuff, it pushes me to make sure it never happens again. I don't know. Self-improvement was always part of the Vidic creed. His route led him to Old Trafford at the age of 24. Another defender, Patrice Evra, arrived at the same time, and the Frenchman described his debut as like being thrown into a tumble dryer. Vidic too had his problems and didn't really establish his successful defensive partnership with Rio Ferdinand until the next season. So he looks at the problems being experienced by another 24-year-old at United, Paul Pogba, with interest. It is not the player's fault that a club are paying so much money for him, reasoned Vidic. But I think the environment is important. Who is around you at the club to make you better? Ferguson was a huge fan of the defender, who he signed from Spartak Moscow in 2006. For any young player to get so much money and publicity, he must feel like he is the most powerful person in the world. But you need to have someone in the dressing room who can help you through these difficult situations. It is not the manager, it is your teammates. You need the right senior players, with the credibility to help you go through. When I came to United I was 24 and the dressing room was strong. Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, these guys. You always look to them for what you should be doing. They have already established the path. Vidic played 300 times for United in his 8.5 years at the club. He is the last captain to lift a Premier League trophy for them. In Ferguson's final season of 2012-13, he struggled more than most who adapt under David Moyes. Midway through that campaign, Vidic announced that it would be his last. By the time Moyes was sacked in April 2014, Vidic had already agreed to join Inter. So was he too hasty? And what of those suggestions that he decided to leave when Moyes asked him and Ferdinand to learn from a video of Everton defender Phil Jagielka? He recalls a strong dressing room at United and always played with 100% intensity. I don't want to comment about what happened in the training ground, said Vidic. I would just like to say that I tried to give 100% for David. I wanted him to succeed. I'm sad he didn't, but if you're going to judge the manager, you can always find difficulty in what he said. Any manager. If I have something to say to someone, I will say it to their face. I am not saying I am hiding something, but I will defend someone who is in the chair of Sir Alex Ferguson. That's why I understand Jose Mourinho. I was brought up to always give 100% and it got harder to do that. The English league is demanding and I had a knee injury, a back injury. Then, more of the same. And obviously they changed the situation at the club. I could see how everything was changing, and I am not just speaking about Moyes. It was everything. I just had this sense that it was time. Vidic's home now is Milan. He plays golf and tennis and is taking his UEFA Pro license with the intention of one day managing at the highest level. We met this week at St George's Park where, along with 25 other wannabe managers, he was having a media training day as part of his qualifications. Vidic played a major role in the development of former central defender Rio Ferdinand. Surprisingly, he revealed that playing left him stressed. He never appeared so, the resoluteness of his defending matched only by his serene calmness. But if playing really was stressful, then surely management will only be worse. I am enjoying my life, Vidic smiled. No stress. Football was stressful. I don't miss that. When you stop playing, you realize how stressed you actually were. Especially as you get older. You cannot do the things you used to, so that is stressful to accept. I worked for Alex Ferguson for quite a few years. The way he did it means that a lot of his players want to be managers now. He made it look easy and you think, I would like to do that. But then I went to play in Italy and it didn't look as easy. So I ask myself if it is right to go this way, but I know I want to try. Football is what I know. I have some knowledge, I think. I had about 15 managers. So I would like to try to use my knowledge. Vidic pictured with former United boss Ferguson in the stands at Old Trafford in 2016. Vidic is greeted by Sir Bobby Charlton before his final game at the Theatre of Dreams in 2014. March 2014, brought down Daniel Sturridge for a penalty, straight red. October 2009, late challenge on Dirk Kuyt, second yellow card. March 2009, hold down Steven Gerrard, straight red card. And September 2008, elbow on Xabi Alonso, straight red card. I talked about the stress, but I am used to it. Winning, losing, happy, sad. You want to win again, you want to prove something. You want to make the difficult decisions and test yourself. So, yeah, that is what I want. Listen to Vidic and it could be any United great talking. Roy Keane, Gary Neville or even Ferguson himself. These days it's hard to escape some of his old mates on TV, but Vidic has decided that life is not for him. Even when Gary was at the club, he did some pundit work for MUTV on youth games, he recalled. In the beginning it was difficult. He would come into the dressing room and it would be, you made a mistake there. You know what players are like, but he was brave enough to try and learn. When he wanted to do something, he was always preparing himself. And of course Gary always had an opinion, even in the dressing room, but someone has to be on the pitch as well. I would choose to be on the pitch or the dugout. I really want to try and do this job. Ferdinand celebrates with Vidic after United's opening goal against Bayern Munich in 2014. Vidic salutes the Old Trafford crowd for a final time on May 6, 2014 after the game against Hull. Vidic is expected at Old Trafford on Saturday. He is a United ambassador. City will win the Premier League, but he feels United may surprise people in Europe. Mourinho is a tactical coach. He knows Europe very well, he said. He knows how to get through scrappy games. What is the Man United way now? I don't know, but Mourinho should play the way he wants to play. The Stretford end still sing about Vidic just as they do about other former players. The current group, maybe not so much, and that seems strange for a team second in the league. When we started winning, that's why they started singing songs about us, Vidic said. If you want to have them sing songs about you, you need to win. The Man United fans do not sing about just anyone. You have to deserve it. That's how I felt as a United player. Win and a few players are going to get a song, that's for sure.